A very warm welcome to the last match on day 2 here in Gibraltar for the Inspire Sport Netball Europe U17 Challenge event at the Tercentenary Sports Hall. And what a day it has been. We have our final match to bring you live this afternoon, so don't miss a minute of the netball. Day 1 demonstrated just how competitive the under-17 competition is this year, and day 2 has not disappointed. We've seen some great games of netball from all 5 competing nations this weekend: host Gibraltar, Republic of Ireland, Switzerland, Malta and Isle of Man. Here on day 2, Switzerland has emerged as the only undefeated side so far this weekend. But with day 3 to go, there is all still to play for. I'm Lynn Carpenter and I'm pleased to be joined by Pip Cross, President of the Isle of Man. I nearly said America then, Pip. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we will shortly see Malta taking on Ireland this evening. Gibraltar just played Isle of Man in what was a really critical competitive game. Sadly for Isle of Man, the victory went to Gibraltar, but what a game, 44-28.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our girls are naturally sort of disappointed, and I'm sure they're going to go, they're probably reflecting on that now. But yeah, it is a little bit disappointing, but still another game tomorrow, so everything's still to play for.
So as you can see on the screen, here's the results from today so far. Isle of Man took a win this morning against Ireland. Switzerland against Malta, very much in favour of the Swiss. And then that game that we've just seen live here from Gibraltar, with the hosts taking on and beating Isle of Man. So last game today, Malta against Ireland. Based on form so far, what would we expect to see?
I think we can probably expect to see a slightly more dominant performance from Ireland. But again, in the earlier game for Malta, we saw some great passages of play. So hopefully they're going to take it to Ireland and it'll be a nice game.
So when these two teams met last October, and we know the under-17 turnover is quite high, this was a victory to Ireland, 46-13.
I think again we've looked at scores from October, and again some of the scores have been very different this time. In terms of obviously the difference in that, I think this season has been a lot more competitive. The standard of play has increased dramatically, but yeah. Possibly a slightly closer scoreline this time for Ireland or Gibraltar, Ireland and Malta. We'll wait and see.
So we will shortly be bringing you the starting 7 of both these teams here this weekend. There's been fantastic crowd support for all the travelling teams, which has really added to the competition this weekend.
I think that, and it's really important as well, the players who are here knowing that they've got support in the crowd and back at home as well, and all the lovely messages coming through.
So let us bring you the starting 7 for both teams this evening. In first for Malta, goal shooter Baldacchino, goal attack Kilia, Gaty at wing attack, Mikolev centre, wing defence Velo, their captain and goal defence Muscat, and goalkeeper Camilleri, their coach Joyce Valadine. And the starting 7 for the Republic of Ireland this evening: Maguire in at goal shooter, their captain Simon at goal attack, Redmond at wing attack, Hart in at centre, Zeta at wing defence, Stingemore at goal defence, and Hayes at goalkeeper. Coach for Ireland, Emma Hall. And I can tell you that our umpires for this evening's game is Katie Saunders and Catriona Mills, reserve umpire Anna Hernandez.
And the ball deliverer is Lucy Nichols.
So we will shortly be getting this game underway. Remember, please send us your comments and thoughts. Use our hashtag NEU17 challenge, and Pip and I will give you a shout out and we will know what you're thinking of the play here this evening. So Malta first centre pass. Good front cut by Baldacchino. And confident first centre pass by Malta.
Excellent. They started well in the last game as well, and so hopefully they can continue that form throughout this match.
So swinging the ball around, just looking for that opportunity in there. Good pressure by the Malta defence of Muscat and Camilleri in there. Cook just saw her needing to put a little bit more height on that ball. A good turnover by Malta. And I know that the Rudgwick Netball Club are listening back home in Ireland and very much supporting their club player, Sive Stingemore, who, as we've seen, can play both ends of the court in the circle for Ireland. So you're all gathered to watch her this evening. I hope you stay with us and enjoy the netball here from Gibraltar. So Ireland just taking a few seconds to settle.
I think so, yeah. But again, and Malta putting some nice pressure on as well.
So Baldacchino thinking about it.
Oh, unlucky.
So Stingemore with the ball there. I'm sure her club's cheering every time she gets the ball. So good pressure by Muscat, the Maltese captain. Ireland struggling at the moment. It will fall for them. 1-1 the score. So Pip, this is the last game, 4 from 4 for Malta. They won't play tomorrow. They played the first 2 games just the way the tournament order of play has done. So they'll be wanting to close out their campaign with some good positive outcomes.
And I think we're all going to. I think every team's going to take an awful lot away from this tournament. We've talked all weekend about it. About the learning curve for everybody. But yeah, I definitely think the play is at a much better standard, which is just brilliant to see.
So 2-1. Ireland. Very early stages in this game, only in the first quarter. Good pick up by Cook. Camilleri getting the intercept there. Possibly could have got both hands to that ball. I think she underestimated how close it was to her. So trying to force the ball in, just not going to get over the height of Muscat and Camilleri. So turnover to Malta. Great interception there by Zeta for Ireland. Again, another one. We've seen a lot of footwork at this level this weekend, Pip.
Yeah, we saw a lot in the last match as well. So again, things to work on for everybody.
Good choice to pop the ball to Kilia. She levels the score, 2-all. Malta centre pass. Good hands by Hart. Malta just need to keep driving onto that ball. If they stop, it's allowing Ireland to come round, get the tip.
Just slightly hesitant, maybe giving that ball as well first time. Unlucky.
So Hayes coming away. Footwork, unlucky there. By Gacy, did well to get the interception, couldn't quite keep it grounded. See Malta dropping back, not really putting strong second phase on the ball.
No. Oh.
So a bit of end-to-end at the moment, only 2-all so far, 6 minutes gone in this first quarter between Malta and Ireland.
Oh dear. Looked a heavy fall, but she's bounced back up. Oh, what a shame.
So she seems to be okay, which is always the most important thing. Malta now bringing the ball down. Hayes saw that coming, a mile off. I think Malta have a temptation as they're gathering pace and transitioning to keep putting the ball higher and higher, and that just allows the defence at the back there for Ireland to read the game really well, which Hayes did. Offside in the circle.
That's a nice ball in.
Oh. So Maguire. Good shot by her. 3-2. Ireland lead. Perhaps a bit closer than we thought it might be at this stage.
I think so, yeah. Both teams now settling in.
Camilleri doing a good job pushing Maguire out and wide. Nice pop by Cook. So Simon scores. God, that'll settle the nerves there. 4-2 to Ireland against Malta, their centre pass. So interesting sometimes choice of using that bounce pass.
Yeah, and
not always effective.
Yeah. And again, I think that's just that slight hesitation. If you give it first time, might be slightly more effective.
So Malta really dropping off on that second phase. Offside in the circle again. So good turnover of the ball, gain possession, and then immediately unforced error.
It's not quite ready.
A lot for these coaches to work on after the tournament, Pip.
Yeah, I think so. And again, what's great with this live streaming is that we can rewatch this and we can learn from the play, learn from the different matches that we've all played. And I think that's one of the great benefits of this live stream.
Well read by Camilleri there at the back. Just a bit of hesitation by Cook. Some of the shots this game and the last one haven't quite fallen for her, maybe feeling a bit under pressure. Simon, sorry. So here she goes again. Maguire finds Simon, nice strong cut to the ball. Just struggling to get some height on those shots at the moment.
Good choice.
Good interchange between the shooters. Throw in to Malta outside the goal circle. Hayes been having a good tournament so far, and a goalkeeper for Ireland, and forces the ball. Good pressure by her. Nice quick release of the ball. Pressure from Ireland.
Yeah, nice passage. Nice passage of play.
And rewarded now 5-2. Their centre pass. Oh, unlucky not to be able to keep it in there, Maguire. So 4.5 minutes to go of this last game here on day 2. Possibly some tired legs out there today.
I think we're all tired, aren't we? But yeah, there'll definitely be some tired legs, and again, you know, sometimes the team's playing two games in a day. The second game, always going to be that little bit tougher. But again, that's what this is all about. That strength, getting that strength, that resilience, and putting that performance in.
So Malta bring the ball down, but Hay says thank you. Oh, unlucky. I think she's been pulled for contact. Baldacchino looking for options. See the pressure that she's putting on the ball there, Hayes. And again, great defending by her. She was outstanding in the game earlier against the Isle of Man.
Yes, yeah.
Lovely option from Simon, their captain.
Little pop in and out.
6-2, Ireland now lead. Gibraltar centre pass. But pleasing to see Gibraltar Malta doing so well here this afternoon.
Absolutely, because I do think they do bring the ball down the court really quite nicely, and sometimes it's just that last bit, that they struggle to finish off sometimes.
And for many of these young players, Malta don't play at this level of competition, so the only time they get to experience international to the wide games is when they come to an event like this.
Yeah, and that's great that they're here and willing to compete. And I think we're quite excited for the Open in May that Malta seniors will be competing.
So Ireland, 2 minutes to go. Oh, Simon was offering there on the baseline, and again spotted well by Hart, and she shot. That's great play by her. Lift her confidence now. 7-2. Good hands and pressure by Muscat and Camelia in there, really closing down the options, playing a lot of front ball, the defenders there. High ball by Malta. When it gets a bit tough and they can't see first options, they're putting it up, and of course Ireland reading the game really well.
Forcing that into the circle as well, unfortunately.
Hayes will bring the ball out, finding Stingemore. I hope her club are enjoying the match here this afternoon.
Oh, that was a bit unlucky. A bit of miscommunication there about what was happening.
So Maguire in the last few seconds of this first quarter, 8-2 Ireland. bit of confusion over whose centre pass it is. So a little bit of confusion there, but as the teams take to the bench for the first break, Ireland have got the nose ahead, 8-2 so far.
And Malta running off, seeming quite pleased with their performance, despite the fact they've only scored a couple of goals, but seemingly quite pleased with that performance. Sure, Ireland will be the same.
So some really positive play by both sides. I think one of the experiences we're seeing is as the days go by and teams have played twice in a day, just those unforced errors creeping into people's games. How would you encourage the players to stop doing that?
It's that the rest in between the games is so important. The ice baths, the food intake, the calorie intake is so important. But I think they've just got to sort of like really steady that down. Look at the opposition, look at the options that they've got in terms of the passages of play down the court, sort of thing. So, I think it's just all about if you play twice or you're playing twice, just to take that time, because you're going to be tired and you're going to be even more tired at the end of the game.
And how many of these players do you think have experienced ice bath before the weekend?
Not many of ours had, so there were some grimaces, without a doubt, sort of thing. But I think they absolutely, they understand the value of it, and again, that's a great thing to be able to have at these types of competitions. But they definitely feel the value of that.
And have the management team been supportive by joining in the ice bath toolkit?
From the sideline, yeah.
From the warmth of the side of the room.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, no, it's just such an important part of their recovery.
And I think one of the great aspects of this game is that it is replicating international competition. Gibraltar have worked really hard in putting on an event this weekend which mirrors anything that we're able to do anywhere else. They've created a clean court here, beautiful quality facility.
The court is amazing. We've seen comments all weekend about, what an amazing court this is to play on. Great for the players, great for the umpires, spectators as well. So they get to see they get to understand what's going on more in terms of offsides and that sort of thing as well. So it really is a fabulous setup here.
And the fact that the volunteers from Gibraltar spent hours last week hand-picking off all the lines to create this opportunity is just amazing.
It is, and I don't envy them putting them back down.
My straight lines are not particularly good.
And again, it's great that the management here will allow them to do that. And it just shows what great support that they have.
And of course, we keep saying it's not that many weeks away before Netball Europe heads to the Isle of Man for the Netball Europe Open Challenge. First time you've ever hosted an international event. The stakes are high because you're having to follow both Gibraltar and Yorkshire Netball and Huddersfield last weekend.
Absolutely, it's a hard act to follow. Yeah, there's no pressure, Lynn. But we fingers crossed we can do a good job, and put on something just as special.
I'm sure you absolutely will, and we'll look forward to heading down, heading up, heading north. I was talking to somebody today and they're saying, what do we need in the Isle of Man? I said, it's northern England. You need jumpers and coats no matter what time of the year it is.
It's May. It's going to be lovely.
I'll hold you to that when we get there.
Okay, promise.
So as you can see, there's been a couple of changes in this game. Malta have brought on Gouldies at wing attack, and Ireland have brought Hughes on at goal shooter and Morgan on at wing defence.
It's a nice early turnover for Malta.
So Baldacchino looking for options. Oh, just going to be careful of that sideline. Wasn't quite aware of the space on the court. Well chased there by Galdis, just come on, making herself felt on the court. Great.
Nicely seen.
Interception by Mikkel left at centre for Malta. So offside call. Nice pass to Bordicchino. And lovely shot by her. 8-3. Ireland leads. So good to see second phase defence there by Ireland. Great cut into Kilia.
Well held.
Hayes sweeps up. Just looking for two options. Trying to work the ball down to the edge of the circle.
Another offside.
Unlucky there by Redman. Oh, just not confident in getting hold of that ball and pulling it in. Something for Malta to think about in practice. Simon coming out, playing a bit deeper. Now Hughes on as a target there. In the goal circle. 1 from 1 for her so far this match. 9-3. Ireland against Malta. There is a bit of a balance between obviously the contact and allowing the play to flow.
Yeah. It's
Good pressure by Ireland there. They're just hesitating Malta, aren't they? Not quite sure where to get the feed in.
and just those few little handling errors. Ireland just that little bit more secure on those passes.
Well, driven on the baseline by Hughes. 10-3 now, they lead. Footwork, doesn't quite manage to keep hold of the ball. Just a bit scrappy from both sides in this quarter, isn't it? Very low scoring. So far 2-1 with nearly 5 minutes gone.
I think that was the same in the first quarter. It's quite slow to start, and I suppose, you know, a low score for the first quarter all round, really. Maybe they can up the pace in the next few minutes.
So who will settle into this second quarter quicker? Just looking for options. Better passage of play. Oh, not able to hold on to the ball. Pressure again by Ireland. They're really not sure where their space is in their circle. Malta. Hayes didn't quite get her feet round quick enough.
Yeah, and it's just, again, it's that. Oh, good. I hope she was going to do that. Dump that off. Pop that over. Lovely.
So, 10-4. Ireland lead. 2-all this quarter. Well, held there by Redmond. I'm not sure about these ribbons flicking around and landing all over. Lovely weighted ball there. Finding Simon under the post.
I think Ireland have got some war paint on as well. I think they've got some nice little bit of extra kit on their cheeks.
You'll feel all greasy
Yeah,
on your face.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a new trend.
Must be.
So Baldacchino with the ball.
Oh,
lovely shot by her. 11-5. So only 6 goals in it. Malta have done really well to keep Ireland to the scoreline.
I think they have. I think they're really trying to slow it down.
And there you go again. Yeah. Muscat, their captain.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky.
Yeah.
Footwork ball. Nice split landing by Hughes. A lovely shot by her. 12-5. Into Killia. Will get the penalty shot. Oh, pressure there by Hayes. Lovely shot. 12-6.
Substitution.
Morgan going off. Great vision there from Hart, finding Hughes under the post. Simon tenacious in the rebound, didn't quite get enough height.
Defensive, nice defensive work. Oh, unlucky. They couldn't keep hold of that one. And
lovely shot again by Hughes. 13-6. And a lot of these players young. I think there's a 13-year-old in the Malta side, and 14, 16-year-olds, 15.
And that's great because they've got another few years at this competition.
So definitely an opportunity for them to build for the future.
Substitution for the Republic of Ireland, Kerry Brown coming in as wing defence.
I think Malta have got another turnover.
Yeah.
See if they can capitalise on it.
Just need to look for options, keep driving towards the ball, not to disappear down to the end of the court. Yeah, Killia annoyed with herself, understandably.
Yeah.
You know, it's those little differences, isn't it? They could have scored off that. Keeps the distance between the two to a minimum. So really good strong play by Ireland, finds Hughes under the post. Remember, if you are listening in, do send us your comments. Use our hashtag NEU17 challenge. We'd love to hear from you. Richard White, know you're listening back in the UK. Glad you've joined us again. I hope you enjoy the netball and the commentating here this afternoon as much as you did earlier on this morning.
think one of the nice things about these types of competitions is that you, and the support that you get from family, from friends, people who've never seen the game before, and then they realise that they absolutely love it. You know, they just think, why haven't I watched this? Why haven't I watched this before? This is a great game.
I don't understand why people don't.
I don't know,
why
yeah.
hasn't anybody not been involved in netball all their lives, Pip? What else is there to do in life?
But I think that, you know, it's great because the netball audience is growing, and again, it's because of the profile that it's now got.
And it's right. We want to, I think, in the region, celebrate all the role models in sport. It doesn't matter if you're in the championship section or the challenge section, where you sit in the world. And we were talking yesterday about the world rankings for some of these teams. So at the moment, we know the Ireland Senior Open team are ranked 20, Gibraltar 31, Switzerland 38. Isle of Man yet to get your world ranking, but at the Open in May, if you play your matches there, you should qualify. We should
qualify, yeah. So, and again, it'd be really interesting to see where we come in. Bearing in mind the matches that we played last year, and that we'll play this year as well. We get obviously six more matches this year. Five last year. But yeah, again, that's just for us. That's just such an achievement.
So Malta keeping on the pressure there, having a really good first half here against Ireland. Ireland leading 15-8, just under 3 minutes to go, and there we go.
That was a nice tip.
As soon as Malta put that air ball up, it just gives the Ireland team lots of opportunity to read the ball.
Really quick play down that court as well, and finishing with a goal.
Great transition. 16-8, Ireland, their centre pass. Oh, lovely ball straight into the top of the circle. Contact called against Simon. There's the options, Killia. Needs to give a move there, Hughes. Nice, between Baldacchino and Killia.
Oh, fell back into her hands. Lovely.
Great pressure by Hayes, the goalkeeper for Ireland. But that takes Malta 9-16, their centre pass. We're still a minute and a half. Oh, unfortunate. Again, a turnover, critical game. They've worked so hard to turn over the Ireland centre pass. And
they do work really hard as well. And then, you know, once they've, if they've got a turnover or something, you can see that their bench is really, really excited about that, and but yeah, it is just a shame that sometimes they can't finish that off. But all credit to them for giving it a good go.
So Simon, straight out interception, which is what the coaches will tell you to do. The minute you lose the ball, get out and put pressure on
back again,
from an attacking unit perspective, which she did really well. Deserves that shot. 17-9. We're into the last minute here until half time. Nice choice there by Redmond, finding Hughes. Beautiful shot.
Nice long shot.
Rice smile. She'll be happy with that.
A few seconds left.
18-9, still 30 seconds left, and as we know in this game, there was a lot of time, but perhaps Malta, not quite experienced at the level, didn't sense that they still had loads of time. Now, what can Ireland do?
Oh, still chance for Malta. Oh, lovely.
Into Baldacchino.
Oh, well done. Changed hands a few times.
18-10. So the umpire indicating caution against the centre for deliberate delaying the play from Malta. So the teams will now take to the bench for half-time. Ireland 18, Malta 10. So really good quarter by both these teams.
I think Malta will be really pleased with themselves. I think they're really limiting Ireland at the moment. So, but yeah, I think they should be really pleased with themselves.
So yes, 10-8 to Ireland in that quarter.
Wow.
But if Ireland had perhaps capitalised a little bit more, there might have been more of a gap. But Malta really put pressure on them in that quarter.
Absolutely.
So I think that's probably Malta's strongest quarter of the competition.
Oh, excellent.
So really, really pleasing for them.
And again, you can see how every team is improving with every game that they're playing. And again, that's all to do with the opportunities of the competition as a whole. I'm sure they'll be really pleased.
So we will now bring you some of the highlights from the first half of this match between Malta and Ireland, which Ireland are leading 18-10 at half-time. So as we can see, some exciting passages of play there by both teams. We're being treated by an Irish rendition from the crowd here this afternoon. Pip, great to see so many supporters travelling down here to Gibraltar.
It is. They're in great spirits, aren't they? And it is great to have. It is great to have a crowd, isn't it? You know, the atmosphere is just brilliant.
It has, and this venue this weekend has been packed for every single match this weekend. So again, expecting you to do the same when we get to the Isle of Man in May.
Well, our tickets are on sale. So if you go to netball.im, you can buy tickets for our event in May. But yeah, hopefully
bring your wellies and you jumpers.
No.
I'm going to get shot by the Isle of Man Tourism Board at this moment in time.
T-shirts and shorts, you'll be fine.
So we will shortly be seeing whether any of these teams have brought the changes. Now you can see the travelling Irish support, dressed up and loud and proud, really supporting well. I don't think they realise they're on TV at this moment in time.
They'll enjoy watching that on
the live stream feedback. So for all of you back home, remember, if you are wanting to join Pip and I, use our hashtag NEU17 challenge, and we'll do our best to bring your comments to us. So I know Cecile, Lilbo White and Xavier are listening back in the UK, tuning in to see what the netball is down here in Gibraltar. And Dalton Redman is here in the stadium. I'm not sure if he's dressed in one of those Irish hats. It's difficult to tell. It's a very professional Twitter photograph, and what we're seeing there is obviously what he does in his spare time supporting netball, which is great. And of course, Nat Pepperell back down in the southwest country in the UK, somebody we know very well. When we talked about netball, Nat rightly said, is there anything else apart from netball in life?
I'm actually struggling to hear you at the moment, Len, because of what's going on in the background. But
And of course, those of us who still work full-time but spend our time voluntary, we do work in our spare time is what I say.
Yeah, we've got full-time jobs, haven't we?
Yeah.
And full-time
Full-time volunteering.
Yeah, full-time volunteering as well. Yeah.
We fit a bit of working around that as and when we have to
Don't
pay
tell
the
our
bills.
bosses.
I'm sure somebody's going to quote me now back at my local authority on that. I can sense that was not a wise thing to say. So as you can see, Ireland leading this game against Malta 18-10. It's been really close, really competitive.
And let's see what the second half's going to bring.
You can't see it, but to my left down here, we can see the ball girls doing some very good quality flossing at this moment in time.
Yes, they've just been warming up as well, so they're obviously really keen to get going. And no, they don't know they're being watched.
I think they don't.
Yeah.
So we will, as always, bring you the substitutions as they bring them to us from the bench. The team's just getting prepared now to come back on for the last quarter. I can tell you there's been a couple of changes for the sides. For Malta, Gating gone on at wing defence. And Ireland running the changes slightly. Eaton now on at wing attack. Fisher in at shooter. Hughes moving to goal attack. And Redman on at centre. So a new attacking combination there for Ireland. Maybe just to give them a few more options.
Yeah, and possibly to sort of give them a little bit more of a boost, increase their score. And maybe run their bench a little bit more as well.
So we're just waiting for the umpires to take control of this game as we start this second half of the last game here. 8 out of 10 this will be today. 2 more really good quality matches tomorrow. Malta for centre pass. Hands there by Redman, moving out to centre now for Ireland.
It's better lucky because that was a really nice read.
Yeah, Brown did read that game, that pass really well. So we see Eaton at wing attack. Fisher down the other end, Killia and Baldacchino here. Just attempting that pass, Baldacchino taking a nice step backwards to give her space over the range of Stingemore. Worked in her favour, 18-11. Good pressure again by Camilleri at the back there for Malta. So it's going to be who can settle into this game now with the changes at half-time. I don't think the players are sure who the umpire indicated, but it is a Malta throw-in.
Out of court call for the goal attack.
Stingemore, her club back home, will be enjoying watching this game. Possibly a little bit too tight for them at this moment in time, close for comfort perhaps.
Well, anything can happen, can't it,
And a great shot by Fisher there, having come on at half-time. 19-11 now the score. Looking for some options, but contact against Baldacchino called. Might have been footwork.
I think that was footwork.
So pressure from Eton. Good patience shown by Malta. Kilia. Unlucky shot, so Hayes, that transition down really quick, lovely play. And Fisher scores another one. 20-11. Nice ball into Hughes. Good rebound by Muscat. Now can Malta transition. The timing of their movement doesn't quite relate to the receiving of the ball by the ball handler.
Their movement is good. It's just that split second, the timing.
Oh, so unlucky there by Muscat, just didn't quite get the timing on the interception right. So Hughes pops it in. 21-11, 10 goal gap now. Malta centre pass. So Kilia will take penalty shot, looking for Baldacchino to pop. Lovely elevation by Hayes again, really effective all tournament.
She has been really effective, and I think we picked up on her elevation when we've played them earlier, and great timing on that. Oh, unlucky goal shoot. Can't quite keep hold of that.
Malta will get another opportunity. Just got to watch those aerial balls. You can see the Ireland team hunting all the time. If you watch Hughes, she's on her toes. Just Stingemore didn't quite get a distance before her hand went up. So Kilia can shoot, which she does. 21-12. Ireland breaking on their centre pass. So it's trying to set up the opportunity there. Baseline drive by Hughes, option long in there. Hughes.
Oh, that's a really nice shot. Really nice shot from the goal attack.
So 22-12.
Producing a free player there.
Kilia taking a nice drive through, cutting the defenders. They're keeping in touch in this game, 22-13.
Yeah, fairly level this quarter so far.
Good defensive pressure there by Muscat and Camilleri.
Goal attack contact on that. And that defence.
Oh, great
well
interception by Redman. Hughes.
Lovely. Really nice, calm shooting action.
23 now, 13.
Another footwork call there.
So Ireland will have a bit of a break tomorrow until 12 noon when they play host Gibraltar. And of course, at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, we see Switzerland take on Isle of Man. So tune in to more international netball tomorrow morning before we find out who will take the challenge event this weekend and win that promotion place to the championship in March next year.
I mean, that's just, I think that's fun. It's just a fantastic opportunity, isn't it? And we witnessed last week, you know, the Emirates absolutely delighted to be in that position,
and did
and
well,
staying there.
and held their own.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we know that sadly someone had to be relegated. That was Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see them here next year. And one of these teams will be playing in the championship. I know that there are a number of Emirates players watching back home in the management team. I've had a tweet from one of them saying they feel strange not actually being here this weekend.
Yeah, we're missing them, aren't we?
You do form really good friendships off court here in netball.
Absolutely, and we've really found that in terms of every team, and we've been doing some networking and, you know, talking about having friendlies and, you know, with our neighbours. So that again, that's being part of Netball Europe gives you those opportunities that we wouldn't ordinarily have.
Oh, well read by Stingemore. I'm sure her netball club back home, Rudgwick, would have given a huge shout at that particular moment in time.
Oh, we played ball, our goal defence, and
so it's got to be a pass. So 25-13, Penn Island. I think another one. Nice weighted pass to Fisher. And Hughes finishes it off, 26-13. 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. So 27-13 gap now, 14. Malta have done well up to now to keep within touching distance, but
I think that, yeah, they have, and that was just a little bit unfortunate again. Couldn't quite keep hold of the ball.
Good pick up by Hughes.
Oh, and Ireland just having a few more opportunities now, and just to increase their scoreline now.
Good persistence by Ireland. 28-13, their centre pass. Good tip by Camilleri there.
Nice timing.
So both these teams will be getting set individual quarter objectives.
Yeah.
Out there, so Malta will still have an awful lot to take from this game. They've certainly grown as the event has gone on. So 4 games in 2 days for them. We'll talk to their captain, Cheyenne Muscat, after the game, see what an experience it's been for Malta. Lovely, long shot by Hughes again. 3 minutes to go to three-quarter time, 29-13.
Beautifully. Oh, I'm looking. I was going to say that was beautifully read and intercept, but.
Long attempt by Baldacchino, didn't quite fall, but
out.
Speed and transition now. Oh, didn't quite finish it off there. Ireland still their possession. Good cut there by Fisher, making herself available. Lovely by Fisher again. 30 against 13. Only 3 goals for Malta this quarter, so Ireland have really stepped up their defensive pressure throughout the court.
I think Ireland playing with a little bit more confidence now as well.
So great to see some of the sponsors here for Gibraltar, Mizuno Teamwear UK, who've provided the kit for Gibraltar, joining us on Twitter. We appreciate all the support we get for all our member countries and Netball Europe. Of course, we can't have too much, Pip, so if anybody would like to come and work with us, we would be more than willing to hear from you.
Something that we found that quite interesting is that when we announced that we would host the Open, that some companies approached us.
Really?
Yeah. So that was really quite exciting and want to be involved, and actually giving us some of their staff as volunteers. It's
great. So still 31-13, just over 40 seconds left here. Can Malta get another goal? Kilia going to have a go?
Oh, 3-second call, unlucky.
Nice long ball. They'll be aware. Still 2 minutes on the clock. No need to throw away the ball.
A few seconds now to get this back down, see if they can.
Good pressure there by Eaton. Played well since she's come on.
Yeah.
For this quarter. Gaty at wing defence. Malta just looking for options.
Crowd counting down the time.
Well played by Stingemore. So, as the teams take to the benches for their last break in this game, Ireland now have a commanding lead over Malta, 31 goals to 13. What do you think of the game?
A lot more pressure on, from a lot more persistence from Ireland in that quarter. Maybe those changes working well for them. Malta still digging in, which is great to see, having lots of possession. But Ireland definitely the more dominant now.
So that whole shooting and centre court end changes for Ireland have proved really effective. 15-3 that quarter compared to 10-8 the quarter before. So more opportunities. Attacking unit is really putting pressure as Malta try to bring the ball out.
And maybe fresh legs is helping as well with that, bringing on some substitutions from the bench. Again, we play everybody, playing 2 matches a day. The fresh legs really helping and pushing on that score.
So we'll see what changes either of the teams make for their last 15 minutes.
Let's hear a big cheer for Malta. And an equal cheer for the Republic of Ireland.
So fantastic travelling support, as we can hear, for both of these teams in the arena this afternoon.
And it's just so important knowing that you've got that support. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
So do you think the Isle of Man will embrace netball when we bring the roadshow there in May?
Well, I hope so. There are 15 clubs on the island, 36 senior teams. some of those clubs have got quite a good junior section, so we've got, you know, quite a nice pathway. Absolutely loads of under 11s, really keen.
So the future's looking very bright for the Isle of Man.
It is, yeah. Probably only about sort of nearly 700 members in total, but that number is just growing year on year.
And why do you think that is, Pip? Is it because you've become a national governing body? Do you think it's the accessibility with netball? We know that the success of England when they took that gold medal against Australia last year, and that final throw of the ball, the final penalty, has really had an impact not only for England but for the whole region.
And absolutely, and I think that has had an impact. With us being a national governing body and playing at Netball Europe now, that has had an impact. There's a really good scheme on the Isle of Man, run by Isle of Man Sports, called Manx Youth Games. So they run, it's like a little mini Olympics over one day, where they have lots of different sports, and they go out to the schools and say, why don't you try this? And then so they encourage coaches to run those things. It can be any different sport, and then at the end of it, they're encouraged to join a club. And that's how we're getting a lot of our new members in at such a young age, and they're sticking with us, you know, and they absolutely love it. Sport on the Isle of Man is fantastic. You can play any sport virtually that you want, but we are afforded those opportunities by Isle of Man Sport, and it's great.
And of course, I remember last year at the May Open when you came for your first international senior competition, that when your team arrived back on the Isle of Man, you were being greeted by people. There were cameras there. It was just amazing.
Absolutely. You know, and I don't think they expected that. You know, and they was really quite shocked. You know, just get to walk off the plane like they normally would. You know, and get into their cars and drive home, sort of thing. But it was fabulous. You know, and there was videos on social media, and you know, lots of sort of press celebrating their success and whatever. And that does help in terms of raising our profile, and long may that continue. And I think again the Open will enforce that even more.
So let's see now what these two sides can do in this last 15 minutes. Ireland leading 31-13. Fisher working herself in under the post. Just about here, us down here with the fantastic support from the Irish behind us. Kilia looking to resettle. Nice hop by Baldacchino. Great shot by her. 32-14.
It's great that people will travel, you know. Because it's not easy for some people, is it? You know, in terms of taking time off work or whatever. But yeah, supporting their either family or their friends or just the sport in general.
And of course we know Gibraltar really, as a country, very small but very ambitious country, really value tourism, and they see the impact that sport can make, and the fact that when they successfully host events of this nature, it's a showcase for them
absolutely
for the rest of the world, the rest of the region to see Gibraltar itself too.
For their, as you say, for their tourism.
Another one by Baldacchino.
And the spectators getting to see the tourist attractions while they're here as well as seeing some great netball.
32-15. Not quite sure the umpire's changed the direction of her indication. The player's a little bit confused. So again, do wonder sometimes about the advantage rule there. They've had to bring it back. They've lost seconds of the play.
Yeah.
But difficult for everyone in the game.
It's a great opportunity for these umpires as well, though, because I think some of them are on an ID pathway.
Yeah, I think all but one has not umpired at this level before, so we know that the development of our sport isn't just about giving the players opportunity. We need to have the best quality bench officials, technical officials, umpires, coaches,
absolutely,
mentors, volunteers, everybody.
It's mind-blowing, really, isn't it, when you think what you need to put on an event, or you know, of this nature in terms of the umpires, in terms of the volunteers. That was a lovely shot. And this is just such a great environment to do all of that as well.
So Malta actually up in this quarter, 3-1 at this moment in time. Great start for them. If they could just build that consistency over the whole of the match.
Yeah, super shot.
33-16.
A lovely tip there to win that ball. And a pick up by Malta, which is great.
So can they keep the ball down? Great drive onto the top of the circle.
Yeah, contact call now and a penalty.
So Bordakino keen to take the ball. Not surprising. Finds Kilia. Great shot by her too, 33-17. So Malta have already outscored their total in the match last year when they faced Ireland back in October, which of course shouldn't have been in October.
No, it shouldn't have been in October. No.
It should have been in March.
In March.
But we had both the beast from the east and Storm Emma who really put pressure on that decision making. I remember having Netball Europe having to make that call on that Wednesday night, really difficult. But I still believe, I think we all do, that it was the right call to make.
You know,
the
and again,
conditions.
it would be some of those players. It might be the only time that they get the opportunity to play. But it was fabulous that Netball Europe were able to do that.
And of course, thanks to Republic of Ireland for being able to re-host the game when it happened in October. So 34-17. Malta win the ball, contact against the goal attack. Looking for options. Or Brown's going to be all over that, but unfortunately couldn't quite keep hold of it. Nice intercept by her. Lovely
Took
shot.
a nice time on that shot.
Great to see the support here for Malta too.
It's always great to get your first. Just been subbed on and.
Yep. 34-18. Yes, good hands again by Mikolev now in at goal defence.
Nice rebound there from the goal attack. Lovely.
Hughes kept hold of that one well. 35 plays 18 now. 9 minutes to go. Oh, well seen by Redmond. I know her dad is in the crowd. I think he's one of the leprechauns. Sometimes parents can be really embarrassing.
Well, it's our job, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm a parent. How can I say that? Yeah. So contact called against Redmond for bringing the ball into the hands, I think, of the Malta player. But she says, okay, well, I'll just come and get it back again. So both players out. Redmond now looking for options. Hughes. A quick flick of the hair. Lovely. Shooters like to settle. 36 now plays 18. Good Strong second half performance here by Ireland. They'll be pleased about that. They've still got to go on and play the host Gibraltar tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We'll bring you that game live too. So lots of choices for the coaches tonight to make.
I think so. Some good rest.
Finding goal attack.
Oh, what a shame.
Lucky there. Larry just not quite taking the clean. Again, 20 goal gap now, 38 against 18, just 6.5 minutes left of this quarter. Great interchange, Fisher and Eaton.
I think Ireland was just sort of taking it up a pace now, running away with it a little bit.
Obstruction. It'll be a double penalty. You'd expect to see the shooter come and put a bit of pressure on those defenders.
Yeah.
Great ball by her though. 20 goals still in it, 39-19. We saw yesterday
by Malta.
Somebody, I can't remember which team it was, threw the ball from outside the circle, went straight through the ring as a goal, and everyone just stopped and waited to see what would happen.
That might have been one of our games. Was that yesterday? I think it was. Yeah.
You could hear the bench going, play on, play on.
Yeah.
So Fisher now hit their 40 against 19.
And the crowd sensing that.
Nice shot again by Baldacchino.
Sensing that A, there isn't too much time left, and B, that they're really putting some.
Keen to keep pushing on, aim for their half century. Oh, but well read by Camilleri there. Unlucky with that shot. Footwork forward. Ireland is going to want to capitalise on their good passages of play, close out the game well, build that momentum and that feeling of confidence ready for their game tomorrow. Hughes coming deep. Fisher.
Oh, that just hovered there, didn't it? She gets another go.
So 41 now, 20, but good scoring by Malta in this game. 3 minutes left. They've got stronger as the competition has gone on, I think, Malta, haven't they?
Definitely.
Seeing what they can do.
And you can see their growth in confidence without a doubt.
do a good long feed in. Unlucky there. And Fisher, so Malta will have the throw in. Can Fisher score? She can.
Looking pleased with herself, and why not?
Absolutely. Dicchino not afraid to put the ball up, and that's why. Yep. 43-21. So the pace and the energy and the commitment of all these players still after 2 full days of competition is incredible. Really impressive.
Yeah, and again, there's nobody's heads going down. Everybody's still playing with the same level of. Oh, that was superb. Well done. Oh, they can't keep it.
Great feed into Hughes, holding a really strong post. 44-21, last minute now, Pip, of this game.
See if Malta can. Oh, unlucky.
There'll be a penalty. They've got time if they're quick. 40 seconds to go.
See if they can get half. Yep.
Oh, unlucky. Oh, they were aware they just needed that goal in. They knew they were nearly there at halfway mark. Footwork.
Yeah.
Is that in unison?
Are we umpires, Lynn?
So let's see what they can do as they restart. 14 seconds on the clock. Penalty pass or shot. Will she take it? She will. Oh, so unlucky.
Looking at the clock, aware that that time is rapidly ticking down now.
And there we have it. The end of this really competitive game this afternoon sees Ireland take the lead, win 44-21 against a really competitive Malta side. Really pleased with the way they come out this afternoon.
I think they should be really pleased with themselves as well. All credit to them for their tenacity, their play on the court, their determination. Really, really positive.
And of course, this is the end of Malta's campaign. They played their 4 games this weekend, so they can come along and actually relax and enjoy the game.
Enjoy the games
perhaps
tomorrow.
Go on tour of Gibraltar.
Maybe, yes. Yeah, the Rock.
So congratulations to both the teams here. Pip, thank you for being with us. Hope you've enjoyed the game this afternoon.
Very much so, yes. Thank you for having me.
So it just remains to say thank you to you all for joining us this afternoon. Remember, Sunday netball here live from Gibraltar. Join us 10 o'clock local time to see Switzerland take on Isle of Man, and then our final game of the weekend, game 10, 12 o'clock, Gibraltar versus Republic of Ireland. We will also bring you the presentation of the awards, the player of the tournament, all live here tomorrow. But for this evening, my special thanks go to Netball Europe, Inspire Sport, Gibraltar Netball Association, QTV Sports and Gib Media, all the wonderful volunteers here, and of course to you all at home watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.